welcome to another episode of Year of the Empire. Now this week we're reviewing Crawlspace, which was released in 1986 and directed by David Schmoeller. I think that's how you pronounce it. The same guy who directed the original Puppet Master. This is also the very first slasher film that we're watching for the Year of the Empire thing.
Which is, yeah, kind of weird.
Yeah, especially because Year for the Full Moon was almost exclusively slasher film. So it was cool to go back to that and also be from the same guy that got it started. Was Year of the Full Moon, was original Puppet Master. Opening thoughts?
I liked it. I thought it was a good
liked
movie.
it.
I thought it might be their best one so far.
I think so too. Right away I've noticed that with this movie, it just seemed the production value was
production
just
value
high.
was there. Production value might have been on par with Troll. Oh, I mean, at least with the no, not on par with Troll. It was on par, like the set design was Troll because they used the exact same set.
Apartment complex.
But I would say like they actually had to do like gore and stuff, so it was more or less. I mean, you could argue with Troll though. That had some really good effects.
Troll had a lot of like animatronics kind of stuff and puppetry, which is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
This one was just gore, which I don't want to say it's easier. It's like they're different.
I wouldn't say all the
effects.
acting was great because there was definitely still acting in it that wasn't good.
Yes, but I would say compared to what we've been seeing from Empire Pictures, I want to say it's probably the better acting. Especially, and then we'll get to the plot of the movie in a second, but this stars someone named Klaus Kinski.
His acting was good.
His acting was great, and this is someone who I've known of for a while. I've seen only probably one movie he was in called Nosferatu the Vampire, the remake from the 70s.
Did we actually finish that?
We got halfway.
We got halfway.
So I've seen half of the movie.
It was good.
But this guy was certifiably crazy by all accounts.
No director liked him.
Yes, and it just seemed like it was his mission to make life a living hell for every single person on set every time he filmed the movie. And it was like he also like tried to get directors to quit, and that was like his MO, is that he just so many projects he was on, directors quit from. And we'll get to like that whole disaster
that's a whole other
later.
Thing we kind of learned some stuff about.
But he's a crazy guy, and he plays crazy.
So I don't know if it's
well.
good acting or if it's just him being himself. Mm-hmm. You could argue that probably.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's a lot of actors that are.
There was also some charming moments from him. Too,
oh yeah, no, he played a very charming character, especially at the beginning.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I feel like even though it must have been a nightmare to work with him, the end result was pretty good.
It was a good movie.
I don't think it would be as memorable.
Some of these
without
secondary like female actresses weren't great.
No, and that
Acting-wise.
also kind of boils down to problems with the story as well. So the basic premise is...
Okay, yeah, explain the premise first.
So the basic premise for this movie is that Klaus Kinski is someone who is the son of a Nazi like high-up official who like tortured people and killed them in concentration camps.
Nice.
He was sent to, and we get to the backstory throughout the movie. He was sent to Argentina. His mom.
No Nazis went to Argentina.
Before his dad died, and then he became like a world-renowned like doctor. And under his care, he accidentally killed people, and he realized he had like a liking to killing. And he killed like 60 or something people while in Argentina. Eventually, he moves up, and now the plot of the movie is he is in charge of. He's like the landowner. He's
a landlord.
Landlord. That was. I know.
He's a landowner.
Landowner.
This is my fife.
Anyways, he's a landlord at this apartment complex that it looks eerily like the one from Troll.
It's almost. It reminds me of the Hey Arnold house, where it's just like everyone just lives there. And
everyone hangs out. And being like the landlord, he is like totally like he uses the crawl space, which is really just a ventilation shaft. I know what you're thinking. I know.
The ventilation shaft.
I knew the moment I said that, it's immediately what your mind would go to. But yeah, he just kind of travels through the vent and he spies on people, but he's not like in a really pervy way, more of a like I'm trying to figure out the best way to kill you kind of way. I don't know. It was kind of. I didn't really get like him being like a peeping Tom kind of vibe like I thought I would.
Yeah, it was more of a. He like released a rat at a few points.
Just to have fun with it. But yeah, he just finds different ways to torture them.
My biggest pet peeve: there's no crawl space in this movie.
Yeah,
I would say
the
vents are not a crawl space. I get what they're going for.
Yeah, but Vents doesn't sound like a good movie. Crawlspace does sound like a good movie.
I want vents.
So anyways, He only rents to women as well, and most of his body count, except for like the opening kill, were just guys who were visiting. And then he kind of saves all of the killing of the girls until the very end, and you don't actually really see the killing of them. They're more so like the main heroine finds their body. But you still see some like slasher elements in this. My favorite one would be this guy who's been tracking him for since he was in Argentina. Yes, he busts into his apartment and he's sitting down reading something, and Kinski created some type of chair where if you press a button, a spike comes up, and it's like a very long spike.
It goes right up your butt.
And it goes right up that guy's butt and kills him.
That's a way to go.
Yeah, that was a
Some
pretty
guys would
good
pay
one.
extra for that.
So, moving on from that comment, there was some good kills in it, and the blood is plenty. I wouldn't say it's like any groundbreaking stuff, but I do kind of like the butt kill. That was pretty cool.
The butt kill.
And he like takes souvenirs of some of his victims. Like he takes on this one like peeping Tom's kind of person's eyes, and this one rich guy's finger.
It wasn't really a
ring.
peeping Tom. It was a girl's boyfriend.
Yeah, but I think that's why he took the eyes. Was kind of like a
because he's like she likes him peeping on her.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird thing.
It was a weird little dynamic.
And that's kind of like the problem with the story is that there really isn't a story.
People exist just to die.
Yeah, and like the main heroine really is kind of absent from the movie from a lot of time. You kind of just see him messing with the girls, killing some guys, and then he just like goes all out and kills all of the tenants there, except for the girl. And it's really like the ending's just him trying to kill her and chasing her through the Crawlspace vents.
He's like on this little like.
Yeah, that was the weirdest part of the movie.
You know those little things you hold on to in elementary school?
Yeah.
They got they're like multicolored in gym class. You're on and they're scooting. He's like on one of those, and he's just like, but I don't know what's propelling him.
No, he's just kind of on it, and it's just like zooming down the vents after her.
And you would think like that's his way of getting around the vents, but it's like
you never see it before.
Wouldn't you hear that? Like
the
women, they're like, oh, I think I hear rats in the vents. Because unless your rats sound like a
6-year-old man on a scooter,
then it's gonna. It was some weirdness.
So yeah, that was weird. That was the thing that made me laugh.
It looked funny,
but yeah, it did.
Especially with how creepy that Klaus guy looks. So.
He had his eyeliner on too.
I thought he was gonna go goodbye horses at one point.
He gave off that vibe.
But no. Instead of just tucking his package back and doing this, he put makeup on, eyeliner, and then he just had like a Hitler speech playing, and he's just like, "Herr Klaus," and it was just like this went in a direction I did not think it was going.
All right.
Apparently, it's a cross-dressing Nazi. I don't know what the makeup was for.
For all I know, that could have just been Klaus Kinski saying, "Hey, I want to do this," and it wasn't even in the script.
Right, like, oh, this will look creepy, but does it make sense?
Nope.
I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
It was just like
look at me. I'm the director now.
Oh, that was essentially it.
So really, that's pretty much the main problem with the movie, is that there wasn't a story and the characters weren't able to be developed. They were just kind of there to be there.
Which in a lot of these movies,
it's a slasher movie.
Well,
so
it's not even like a lot of these Empire movies. You do see like a lack of development with characters, and it's a lot of times it's a body count. And actually, the same later in you get into Puppet Masters and like Full Moon stuff. A lot of it's body count, especially lower budget. And I'm not saying this was a low budget because it's higher than other stuff. But a lot of lower budget studios, it's like good story, or we're just gonna go with the good effects and just kind of.
Yeah, it's whatever they can. It's kind of like they're just filling up the runtime the best they can.
Yeah.
With just filler shots. Besides that, like I feel like if they would have been able to nail that story down, this would have been like a classic. How it stands, I would say this is like a B-movie classic. Definitely one of the better Empire Pictures. I bet that they have, especially one of the best ones we've seen so far. And I would say the best part of it is Klaus Kinski, followed by just the absolute like atmosphere and creepiness of the entire movie.
Yeah, and there wasn't a lot of people in the movie. Actually, if you look at the amount of people in the movie, it's a very small amount.
Yeah, so I want to. You would assume that it probably would have been pretty easy to film, but the segue into the other part of this review, Klaus Kinski was apparently, just like on all the other movie sets, just an absolute terror. And there was times when he got into fist fights with people, like on set.
But you'd think that would get you kicked off a movie.
You'd think, but the reason they kept him is because
I don't know.
His name value was enough to sell the movie.
Alex Baldwin just straight up yeeted somebody, and like I think he's still on that movie. I don't think that movie's gonna ever go anywhere. But.
Yeah, name value means something. So the director knew what he was getting into before like he started filming, and he was like, I don't want to be just another person who gets replaced in one of his movies, so I'm going to stick through it. And there is a excellent, very short film that he made called Please Kill Mr. Kinski.
It was hilarious.
It was
just his delivery and everything.
I highly actually I would say out of all the different ones that you can get from this Empire Pictures box set, I would seek out the Shout Factory release of Crawlspace because they have that short documentary on it. And
worth a watch. It was
amazing.
That even might be on YouTube.
It probably is on YouTube. I haven't checked.
Worth a watch. It's just like his delivery and everything, emotionless. It's just like there's multiple cameras. He just turn his head and say something. Next shot. It's just like
I would say it's a great companion piece to watching this movie because right after you finish it, then you can see the
besides
terror that was
half a
Kinski.
Nosferatu remake, which we need to actually just pick up again and watch because that was really good. I haven't actually seen him in anything. I've heard of him. I've never, and I know there's a horror movie. What am I thinking of that he's in? That I know the cover of it, and I think he's on the cover.
He did a lot of horror movies.
There's one that I'm like, he had long hair or something. I think they even showed it in one of the bonus features. I don't know what it is, but it's like, I remember seeing that. But
yeah, he's a creepy looking guy.
I would actually kind of want to see more of his, so I could ascertain maybe if he's crazy or if he's a genius.
Exactly. I want to go as crazy, just from all accounts. But I would definitely recommend Crawlspace, especially that little short film, because it's just
it was worth
hilarious, and the movie is like genuinely, I can't even pronounce it. What word am I looking for?
Genre defining.
You know, that wasn't it.
That's what I thought you were saying.
Genuinely.
It's a genre defining. I don't know if it's genre defining.
There was a word there, and I found it. So yeah, I would say it really is like a great movie. This is one of the few Empire Picture movies where I actually knew about it before I got this box set and wanted to get it. I just could never find it at a good price. So I'm glad to finally watch it. I definitely recommend it.
Worth a watch, 100%. I would say this is probably one of their better ones. Mm-hmm. We've still got a lot to go, obviously.
So we'll see where
I had
Empire
fun with
goes
it.
from here.
It was kind of Empire Pictures. One thing I've noticed, they're not just sticking with like Full Moon's. Like we have one thing we do good at, and we don't even do good at it half the time. We're gonna keep doing that.
Yep.
They're just Empire's like we're just gonna try this. We're in Italy.
Fantasy.
We're in Italy. Our dollar's really strong.
Let's do everything.
We're just gonna do everything like science fiction, fantasy.
Mad Max?
Yeah, I mean, like, they didn't care.
Yeah, they didn't. And, I kind of like it. It makes this review series a lot less repetitive than Year of the Full Moon.
It's easier to remember stuff about stuff, because, like, with Full Moon, it's just like, did that happen in, like, Puppet Master 5 or 10 or 20? I don't remember. I mean, did it even happen? I don't know.
So I do appreciate I do appreciate Empire doing different things.
I appreciate them making this genre-defining movie.
This genre-defining movie.
This
genuinely genre-defining movie that is Crawlspace.
That just seems like a big shoes for. It's like a size 20 shoe for a duck to fit into.
Like this is the mountain I am dying on. Crawlspace is genre-defining.
People are just gonna be in the comments.
You think people will be in the comments?
What you just say?
Strong words are being had. It was about Crawlspace. We will see you guys in 2 more weeks as we review whatever the hell is up next. I don't even know.
I mean, Sean actually has the box set.
We'll find out.